Clover Classic Custard, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Made with love by Clover and you. If we haven't yet inspired you with the ultimate, the perfect treat, tailor-made for your dad this Father's Day, don't worry, we're going to swoop in to save your bacon once again, and bacon isn't included in this one. I've got an Portrait here to create something truly miraculous, spectacular from scratch. We are making custard rolls, but it feels like an undersell to just call it a custard roll. Now, first of all, how are you, sweet
I'm
thing?
very well, thank you.
This is going to bring everybody to the yard, because this is amazing.
Look at that. They're so fluffy and scrumptious and delicious and filled with custard, and it's so easy.
You know, when I arrived here, I was like, custard roll is cool, so you just took a roll and you just shoved custard inside it. But we are making everything from scratch bar, obviously, our Clover Classic Custard.
Yes.
That sense of nostalgia. I was laughing with you earlier, saying, like, you know, in boarding school, the custard was the dessert. You know, that was it. You just got a bowl of custard, and you were really happy about that, you know. This has been like a part of my life's narrative. So to be able to include this in a Father's Day treat is great. So I hope people who are going to be cooking for me on Father's Day that you are watching, because I quite like the idea of this. So let's waste no time here and dive right in, because there are a couple of key stages to the process. Where do we start?
We're first going to make the dough for this beautiful custard, for this beautiful little bun. So we've got some beautiful Clover milk in here. You normally heat it up, but we're not going to do that. It's not 100% necessary. Then we're going to put some yeast inside here, and we're going to put some sugar in here to activate it.
All right. I mean, this is like a stock standard bun roll recipe, and it's so cool to do something like this from scratch. Apart from the fact that your house is going to smell like freshly baked rolls, you know, which is a great way for Dad to wake up.
Beautiful smell, So you leave this to activate for about 15 minutes.
Okay, so it doesn't need that long,
No. So after that, you add a bit of salt to it, to the raising agent, and then the milk. The egg. I'm going to add the egg in here as well. Okay. So here you've got your flour. That's it. And you add this to your flour. Mix it with a wooden spoon.
Must be a wooden spoon.
Must be a wooden spoon.
This is quite a fresh wooden spoon. You want what your wooden spoon kind of carries the genes of your baking.
I
know. It really must.
I'm always scared to use, because mine smells like curry, and then I fear something.
You can have more than one. You know, you can have more than one. But there is something special about the wooden spoon.
Add some butter for richness. Okay. And we're going to spice it up with a little bit of cardamom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And if you don't like cardamom, for sure you can use some cinnamon or whatever you feel like. You know, so you mix this together till it's came together, and then you knead it, dan knie jy for 15 minutes.
And give it a good working over,
So that is done, and voila, here we are.
So this is we've kind of gone forward about 45 minutes in TV time to get to this point. How long do you leave your dough to prove, or to
30 minutes in a warm place. So what my mom do in winter normally is you fill up a warm water bottle, and if you don't have sun, and you wrap it with a blanket.
That's love. That's absolute love. I love that.
And then you leave it for 30 minutes.
And now, because the weather's so cold, you can do the same thing for Dad. You can just put a water bottle under his feet, you can wrap him in a blanket, and then you can smell all of this coming out of the kitchen.
And then you make little balls, and my mom showed me how to make it. So you actually make the ball and you push it through your finger to make like a perfect little roll.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Round roll.
I mean, your mom is the genius who pretty much taught you everything.
Exactly.
You reference her every time. So how would she have made this? How would she have put her spin on it?
Okay, I'm going to tell you now. Let's just do this first. I'm going to do another one, because I want to make two to show the people. There you are. So
that's beautiful. Well done.
You let this, ek druk dit so klein bietjie plat, and then you make a hole with any form of tool you have in the kitchen.
Something just to give it a bit of a well.
Yeah, give it a well. You can use a wooden spoon or anything to give it a well. And then you add your delicious
magic ingredient.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ta-ta-ta.
I mean, not that we are eating our Clover Classic custard for necessarily the healthiest option, because we are creating a delicious dessert here, but you can also take a little bit of comfort from knowing that it has been enriched with vitamins, because I think they're aware that this is a kid's favorite. So they've made sure that if you are going to pack these, and you can get really cool little lunchbox-sized containers, that at least your child is going to be getting those essential vitamins A, B2, and D. So it really is a perfect balance, and it's Can you imagine opening your lunchbox and finding a little kind of golden surprise like that?
It just makes me warm and fuzzy and
put one of these
nostalgic.
and a little bit of that in the lunchbox sorted.
And you spoke about my mom's twist. So what she would have done, she would have taken this whole dough and spread it over this whole pan, and she would have made indents with her fingers. I can just see her. And all those indents she would have filled with custard, and she probably would have put knobs of butter in it, because the better with butter,
Yeah, more
and
butter,
some
more
sugar
better.
over it, and then she would have baked it like that.
Oh, man. I was just envisioning one massive giant roll, which I love the fact that this is, this is the kind of recipe that you can start a family tradition with now.
Absolutely.
Get your little ones involved with baking and getting hands-on with it, because it's simple, but the result is spectacular. Okay,
so you must proof this again for about 15 to 30 minutes, because you've knocked out all the air now, so it needs to rise it again.
Expand again.
And then you bake it for about 15 minutes at about 190 degrees. But this is not all. There's more.
But wait, there's more.
We've mixed here a little bit of icing sugar with a bit of clover milk to make a glaze. So what you do is you just glaze this beauty.
And essentially the glaze, icing
look
sugar
at
is the ideal.
that.
Can you not eat that there, just like that? Can you not just have a dipping sauce of glaze?
Look how good that looks. I would eat it just like that.
I mean, someone else is going to make these for like a school fete and start selling them. This is like this is premium.
And if you like a bit of klapper, what is klapper in English?
You are asking absolutely the wrong person. Okay, so we've got the desiccated coconut.
And you can do that.
Delicious. Okay, so while we put the finishing touches on our absolutely gorgeous custard roll, which is starting to turn into a work of art, we're going to take you through a little bit of a blow-by-blow. The keyword here is Clover to 33728 if you'd like to create this on your own at home, but let's give you a bit of a play-by-play of how we arrived at the end result. Wow.
Custard rolls are soft, sweet, and filled with creamy Clover Classic custard and will be the perfect treat for Dad this Sunday. Pour 1 cup of Clover Fresh full cream milk into a heated pot. Add 10 grams of instant yeast and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Stir and set aside for about 10 minutes. Combine 45 grams of clover butter with 3 cups of cake flour. And crack in 1 large egg. Next, add a teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of ground cardamom. Then pour in the milk mixture. Mix everything together to form a dough. Turn it over onto a floured surface and knead for 15 minutes. Cover and allow the dough to double in size. Divide and roll the dough into even-sized balls and allow to rise for 30 minutes. Make a well in the center of each bun and fill the holes with Clover Classic custard. Bake the buns at 190 degrees Celsius for about 15 minutes. While the buns are in the oven, combine a tablespoon of Clover Fresh full cream milk with a cup of icing sugar and stir to combine. Brush the icing onto still warm buns and cover with desiccated coconut. Surprise Dad on his special day with these sweet and simple Clover Classic custard rolls. You know he deserves it.
Made with love by Clover.
Don't you dare taste it before me. Nothing says I love you quite like home-baked goods. So forget about the bakery. Do it yourself for Father's Day. That keyword, again, is Clover to 33728 to create these beautiful custard rolls yourself.
You want to taste?
Clover Classic Custard. The creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Okay, I'm going to try and torture you for a little bit longer. Don't taste it. Just don't. Describe to me how you think it's going to taste. No, I'm absolutely joking. You can. Have a big bite. I will have another big bite. Tandurai Shavanga has just joined us, former Springbok, incredibly nice guy, and he's part of an incredible new initiative. We're going to save the planet bottle by bottle, drop by drop. We'll see you for that after the break. Please, can I have a little? Okay.